Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome back, you guys, to the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. How everybody doing out there? Appreciate you guys joining me here on the podcast this week on this episode. This episode is a bonus episode, so it's gonna be a really, really cool episode, you guys, man. So, yeah, welcome back, you guys. Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all over the world. I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week to the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. To all my listeners, Canada, Germany, the States, the UK. I appreciate you guys so much. This episode is going to be a very, very fun one, man. I got my guest, returning guest, all the way, you guys, from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a referee on the independent scene. He refs for Glory Pro Wrestling, Paradigm Pro Wrestling, Grindhouse Pro Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, he's the referee. Loves to count the 1, 2, 3, you guys, man. This episode is going to be a good one, man, for real. Before I get to there, I want to say shout out to the whole Indiana area, the whole Paradigm Pro Wrestling, Grindhouse Pro Wrestling, Game Changer Pro Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling. Shout out to all those independent companies, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. I've been having some of the guys who work for those companies big on Talk Pro Wrestling, so I appreciate it. So, but like I was saying, you guys, man, it's a bonus episode, and I couldn't wait, so I had to have my man Sean O'Brien, aka Referee Man Bun, in the house, man. He's still getting over with the man bun, man. Still getting over, man. But you guys, man, like I was saying, Sean O'Brien, he's from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a referee, you guys, man. Sean, what's going on with you, buddy?
Doing good, man. How you doing, bro? Appreciate you bringing me back on. Yeah, I had a crazy couple of weeks this past week. So, I put out the beacon to, hey, I want to chop it up, talk about my weekend, because I had a really, really dope weekend last weekend. And, of course, you came to the call, and here we are.
Okay, cool, yeah. Before we dive into everything, man, because we're going to talk about a whole lot of wrestling, man, and independent wrestling here on this bonus episode. But you had a birthday a couple of weeks ago, man. How was it?
And yeah, I did, man.
I gotta say,
real chill. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
I gotta say, happy belated birthday, man. My newsfeed be so, crowded, and I don't even, get to see certain things. But I gotta say, happy belated birthday. And yeah, man, how was it?
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Nah, I completely understand, bro. Completely understand, because my timeline be the same way. I got friends from all over, like music and all that, because I used to do music and all that back in the day. So my cap is, the profile cap or whatever. So I be missing everybody's birthday. So don't feel bad at all. So, but nah, yeah, I appreciate it. My birthday was real chill this year. It was actually in the middle of the week. So it was like any other day. I went to work, and then actually my mom, it just so happened that was my day to not have my daughter or whatever, because I have her every other day. And so my mom hit me up, took me to, she let me pick where I wanted to go eat. I didn't make the most wisest decision, but it is what it is. I wanted seafood, so of course we went to Red Lobster. And that was probably not the best choice, but it is what it is.
Okay, that's what's up,
so,
man.
But yeah, and then of course my birthday was where I told everybody we were celebrating at the Collective. So that was where I really, technically felt like I celebrated my birthday was at the Collective, over that 3 day, 3 days of just straight wrestling all day. So, but yeah, man, it was pretty cool. This is the third straight year that I was booked around my birthday. So I've pretty much made it a thing now that I'm going to try and find a way to always stay booked on around my birthday. And I'm just going to celebrate it in the ring. Like, it's my favorite place.
That's cool, man. That's real awesome,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Real shit, man.
I seen on your Facebook, of course, man, you had a hell of a weekend, man. But before we get to that, man, you was here back in like July. How's everything since then, man? It's been 3 months passed by. How's life treating you?
Yeah. Well, busy, real busy, man. Even though I guess we're still technically in quarantine or whatever you want to call it, a lot of the companies that I work for have been, back running and stuff now. So between IWA Mid-South. We're running again. Actually, we got, I think, 3 shows this weekend. And then, Girl Fight, I worked for them last weekend. I worked for Unsanctioned Pro, Paradigm. They're all running again. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's back and running in Black Label Pro. We've now had like 3 shows. Actually, where I celebrated my birthday at technically was at Black Label Pro. That's like a home away from home at this point. That's up in Chicago. But yeah, at Black Label, I actually was booked the weekend before my birthday and the weekend after at the Collective. And so, but yeah, man, like I said, just back to it. Pretty much every weekend up until like Christmas, I'm booked, man.
That's really cool, man. I was on your Facebook. I seen a post, man, because last time we talked, you were very over because of the man bun, and you're getting power drive in the ring again. What's going on, man? Like are they after you again?
Man, so I'll tell you, of course, storyline wise, what happened was O'Shea Edwards. He was in I was at a show in New Jersey, which is where that had happened at. O'Shea Edwards, who you can see him on Ring of Honor and different stuff like that right now. O'Shea actually, they had like a 2-ring battle royal, like literally 2 rings. You can see it in the video, you know what I'm saying? And they, I guess O'Shea ended up snapping or something, and security and refs were trying to get him out. And lo and behold, I was the only ref that got stuck in the ring with him. And I had my hand on his chest and was like, yo, come on, man. And he kind of gave me the up and down and oopie doop and dropped me on my head. So, but yeah, man. But then like behind baseball, it was really cool just because O'Shea Edwards, man, he's a vet, you know what I'm saying? He's been doing this a long time. And I guess management, what's crazy about it is I wasn't even booked on the show. I actually was in town. I was in New Jersey for ICW No Holds Barred. They had a 2-day show. They do their thing on independent wrestling TV and stuff. ICW's killing it right now, doing some great shows. But I was up there for that, and I was with John Wayne Murdoch, one of the deathmatch guys, Reed Bentley, the Rejects. I was with those guys, and they were booked on a show in New Jersey. And I was just going to hang out and chill. And O'Shea just, whatever. I guess he thought that I was booked. And then I told him I wasn't. But he was just like, hey, bro, do you mind if I do this move on you? And I told him, I was like, yo, like, I've taken it from guys like, greener than you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, because O'Shea's been doing it probably about 5 years at this point. So, but I've done it. I've let guys at, the training school that I work at, I've let them drop me on my head before. So I was just like, let's go, bro. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. He was going to do it as me looking like a fan, like he was attacking a fan. But John Wayne Murdoch had asked if I could ref his match, and I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. So I ended up putting my stuff on. Then we do the spot, and I was like, cool, now I can take my stuff off and chill. So, and of course I was dead. But nah, yeah, that's how that ended up happening, man. And that was so much fun. And then, of course, I told Akira, another deathmatch guy who was there with us, I was like, here, take my phone, bro. Because if I'm getting dropped on my head and I'm not getting paid for it, and I don't even know who the promoter is for real, but all I know is they asked me to rep this guy's match. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm getting it on camera.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I see business is picking back up, as far as wrestling business and everything like that. You posted on your Facebook, and also you shared with me that's on IWTV was the match that you were involved in. The third man in the ring, Lio Rush versus ACH. I got to ask, how was it being in the ring with those two incredible athletes?
Bro, so both those guys, well, first and foremost, before the match, I was a huge ball of nerves, and I don't ever pace, but I was pacing and my hands were shaking and stuff. And it was just like, I kind of somewhat knew the implications of that match. I knew a lot of people were going to be watching, it was streaming live on Fight TV. And so I knew it was going to be a big moment. Plus, those two are, two of the greatest in the world. Like, they are highly touted, you know what I'm saying? Like, every company wants them, you know what I mean, including the big one. And so it was special, man. And when I ended up, they were doing rep assignments, and the head ref, Chris Levin, he asked me, he was like, Sean, do you mind taking this one? And I was like, do I mind? Like, please give me that one. Like, and so, and then, just being in the ring with those two guys, it was easy. It was just like a walk in the park, man, because both those guys are really, really good. They both know what they're doing. And then, afterwards, it was cool to, be there for that little moment where they had a couple, private words with each other and stuff. And like, it was special, man. It was really cool.
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. You also said that night you needed that. It was full of inspiration. What about that night was inspiring to you?
Really, it was just a whole weekend, man. I really needed that whole weekend to be able to see, not just me personally, like some of the things that I was able to accomplish and able to do, but some of the stuff that, like, some of my best friends in the business who are also referees, that they were able to do. Like, I call him my young boy, but he's actually older than I am. He's a referee. His name is Aaron Greider. He actually was the referee for the Twink Gauntlet at Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And he actually broke his hand in like the first 30 seconds of that match, and ref the rest of that whole gauntlet on a broken hand. And then also he ended up reffing about 2 or 3 other shows on a broken hand, and then actually went and got surgery on it just this past Monday. So he even reffed this past weekend with a broken hand. He just had a cast on it. But to see him do the things that he did, and he was so excited about working for Effie's show. And then my big brother, my mentor, Max Recon, he got some really cool opportunities. He ended up working for Southern Underground Pro. They had a show on Friday at the Collective. So see them do what they did. Of course, like I said, the things that I did, just the people that I networked with, the people that I got to meet. I got to meet Cassandro El Exotico from Mexico, who was on Lucha Underground and all that. Like, big fan of that person. And then Sonny Kiss, amazing person. And then, of course, seeing my brother Marco, because I don't I don't get to see him eat like hardly enough at all. So just, or even like guys like Zachary Wentz, like, me and him used to be, we're still are really good friends. I worked both of his matches that weekend. And one of them was the Rascals against Shane Mercer and KTB, who KTB was just on AEW Dark last night. You know what I mean? So it's like, just the implications of the whole weekend, how, incredible of a weekend it was, and like I said, not just my accomplishments, but like, my brothers, like guys that I, like talk to on a, at least somewhat daily basis, if not every other day, you know what I mean? Or even like guys like Big Beef Gnarls Garvin, who he only had one show, it was a Scramble on Black Label Pro. But just to see the reaction from a crowd like that, and a crowd, and the place had great acoustics. So when the crowd went wild, the crowd sounded wild, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so to see Beef come out and get the reaction he got, and like, I just needed that weekend, man. I needed it on so many levels. I needed the level up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my big brother Isaiah. He always preaches about leveling up, and that was literally what, Lio and ACH felt like, man. It was like I'm supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
What's up? That's really what's up. Was you like feeling like down or unmotivated at that point, or that match, or just being in the ring with them two just boosted you?
Nah, not even. Yeah, unmotivated was the furthest thing that I felt from, because the thing about it is like there were shows going from noon to midnight, you know what I'm saying? Like, and literally shows were running starting at like 11:30 or midnight, which means obviously it ended at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I was actually on the very, very last show of the collective, and I actually reffed the last match of the collective, which was kind of a cool thought because I actually had that, thought kind of go through my head as I'm standing in the middle of the ring, standing next to Jay Rose, the announcer. It was a death match, so there was some, crazy stuff set up and stuff. And I was just looking around for a second. There's still a lot of fans in there at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like, this is the last match of the collective. Like, we did that, you know what I mean? And but I say all that to say, obviously we were going off of very little sleep. Guys were getting hurt left and right. Shoot, my referee, one of my best friends, he broke his hand. You know what I'm saying? So you can only imagine how some of the wrestlers felt. Calvin Tankman had a bad knee, had to pull off 2 shows on Sunday. Cole Radrick was another one who banged up his knee in the first show. He banged up his knee. AJ Gray, who, he ran for the culture. He had literally, I think he told me he did either 8 or 9 matches. I can't remember. You know what I mean? So of course, guys were really banged up. But we all felt motivated. We were all just like, we got to do this. We got to finish strong. Finish strong. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole, I felt that was like the whole motto that weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that's what's up, man. That's really cool. It's all about, pushing yourself to the limit and keep going and, find something, that inspires you and stuff. The reason why I asked you that because, I thought it was really, really cool, that I saw you in a match with Lio Rush and ACH. And it's like, okay, both of these guys were under the WWE umbrella, as far as NXT goes. But Lio Rush in separate wise, he's from DC like I am from DC. And going on about a year now. My best friend hooked me up with, well, he didn't necessarily, I guess he hooked me up. Well, he got Lio Rush to kind of shout me out and wish me happy birthday and, just, wish me the best of luck. And I kind of going on to this year of, a change, a life, or changing to a new leaf to say, that was very inspiration. And I kind of want to show it to you, you have a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
What's going on, DeAndre? This is the man of the hour, Lio Rush. The man of the hour, Lio Rush. Take that in. Take it in. The champ of the hour, the WWE NXT Cruiserweight Champion, the 25-year-old piece of gold. Now listen, I just wanted to stop by to wish you a very, very happy birthday. I also wanted to say thank you so much for being such an awesome and amazing fan. I like the little DC natives. Come on now. DMV for life. Look at that, for life. Listen, I also wanted to wish you the best of luck in your new business, King City. I know that you're going to kill it, my man. Keep chasing those dreams because us DC kids, we're dream chasers.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo's a genuine dude, man. He's a sincere guy.
Yeah, so that man, you should have seen my face. I couldn't move for 2 minutes, man. I was like, how did he do that? And he wouldn't tell me how he did it though. But it was so awesome. And of course I shared it, and then, looked at it on my Instagram, the day of my birthday. So it was real cool. So,
Right. Yeah. Well, like I was telling you off air, man, Lio reached out, and he didn't have to. And so he's a sincere dude. He's a genuine guy. So
that's cool, man. And you also, of course, ACH, man, awesome guy. I really was looking forward to him, in the WWE, but of course, certain, circumstances prevented that. But I know he's killing it right now. And it was an awesome match, with Lio Rush. I was working with ACH also.
Yeah, well, that was actually about I think that was the second match that I've worked with ACH, maybe the third, because I think I did a scramble with him or something. So I've worked with ACH a couple of times already. And so also too, ACH actually, he did a seminar down the street from my house at the world famous Jeffersonville Arena. But he did a seminar. There was probably a good like 30 guys there, something like that. And he actually, I just happened to be doing absolutely nothing that day. So I popped in just because I love pro wrestling, and ACH is, you know, amazing. You know, he knows some really great things. So I popped in just to kind of say, hey, or whatever. And when they broke down and started doing practice matches, I actually was like, hey, you know, Albert, if you want me to help out, you know what I'm saying, I'll ref him for you or whatever. So I ended up helping him out and doing that. And so that was so fun. So, I mean, like, but yeah, like me and Albert, ACH, we've actually, you know, got to know each other pretty well these last, you know, I'd say probably couple months. And he's a really cool dude too, like I was saying earlier, you know what I mean? And so, and also too, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of crazy how both those guys, ACH and Lio, you know, kind of went through similar circumstances with the WWE. You know, ACH really never got his feet off the ground, and you know, Lio was held back in the worst kind of way. Like how you make that guy a manager?
Exactly.
What? Like insane. So, you know, like, but that's what I was saying earlier. Like the implications of that match were just huge, and so that's kind of why I was as nervous as I was. But you know, I got some sound advice from, you know, a few, not really advice, but just encouragement from, you know, my brother Max Recon and a few others, and they were just like, you know what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah,
It was awesome, man. It was a great weekend.
yeah, man. I would assume, man. Pretty. I would assume. Before I move on, I gotta say, Lio Rush. I follow him on Instagram, and he played it real smooth with the whole last match thing. You know, throwing everybody off, and of course it was an album though. But you know, he returned at the Game Changer and took on my man Joey Janela. So that was really real cool, and having everybody going wild. So shout out to Lio Rush, man. He a cool guy. But last time, of course, we talked, it was 3 months ago, and I asked you this question: what do you think of the wrestling scene? And I was listening to the last podcast we were on. You was like, you know, of course, you ain't watching WWE, and with no fans, you know, that was going on at the time. Have you seen the WWE Thunderdome? I'm pretty sure. And what you think about it?
Man, it makes it even harder to watch for me. It's a distraction, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And I it could just be me personally, because I'm ADD, you know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, it's still hard to watch it for me. I've been trying to dip in and out and watch what I can, man, but like, I'm still trying to get through watching the whole entire collective. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So,
I was watching one episode.
Well, I was gonna say, but I've been going through every single show. So I think there's only been 2 shows I haven't watched so far. But pretty much every single show I've been going through and watching. I didn't get to watch For the Culture, but because we had a show that same night, IWA Mid-South, they ran a show about 2 hours from Indianapolis. And so me and my brother Aaron, we were both there Friday up until I think it was the AIW show, which was about 8. It was like halfway through the SUP show. It was whenever we had left. So it's probably about 5 or 6, and got over to the IWA show, did it. And we got back literally right on time, walked in the door as AR Fox and Tuco Scorpio were doing their entrances. So I was able to see that match live, thank God, but I didn't get to see the rest of the show. And of course, you know, I had a bunch of homies on this show, so I had to go back and watch that. And it was, man, if you haven't seen For the Culture, like I'm talking about you and any of the viewers, like please go back and watch at least that one show from the collective. You know, there's a bunch of great wrestling in that whole entire, you know, there was 12 shows over 3 days, but For the Culture was it, man.
I'm in the process right now of going back watching all of them. I was just I watched Bloodsport last night.
Okay.
Dope you know, show, because I recognize a lot of the guys, and you know, from MLW, from NWA, you know, and another guy I want to talk to you about later on, Calvin Tankman he's over, man. He's over. He's really doing his thing though. But on from the WWE to AEW, I know you're a big fan of that, and a lot of you guys are up there, a lot of your friends are up there killing it. What do you think about the whole MJF Jericho situation?
I've kind of been following a little bit. Like I said, it's hard for me to watch it too, just because it's hard to get through. Just watching wrestling. Period. Not for any reason, but but I am gonna watch tonight. I haven't got to watch AEW in probably 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm gonna try and catch it tonight. But so yeah, I really haven't been following it too closely. But MJF, MJF is so good, man. Like he's so good. And aren't they kind of teasing like they're best friends, but they're gonna turn on each other at some point?
MJF kind of want to sort of join the inner circle, so that's kind of cool right there. So
yeah, man, and Jericho is the man. You know what I'm saying? It'll be really cool to see Max end up getting just Max doing a whole story with Jericho in general right now is really cool. So because MJF is he's a awesome dude. Like he's a piece of crap. But but he's a good dude. I've worked with him a handful of times, and so it's really cool to see him doing the things that he's doing, especially working with guys like Chris Jericho, because that's how I felt about whenever my boy Suge was getting even though it was a 2-3 minute match, he still got ring time with the GOAT Chris Jericho. You know what I'm saying? So
here on the podcast, we're gonna talk some Game Changer Wrestling, GCW. If you haven't seen it, go to IWTV for real. Check something out because it's really good. We were also talking about Lio Rush. He's in it. Juicy. Can you tell me about Juicy?
Yeah, man. So this guy Juicy shows up from California, and I want to say he's trained by like the Rikishi and all those guys out there.
Yeah.
He's part of the Samoan descendants, so he shows up from California unbooked, had no guaranteed bookings whatsoever. He just shows up and was helping out. He helped set up the ring that when it got there on Thursday. He was helping with every single show. At one point I looked up and he was ringing the bell. You know what I mean? He literally did anything and everything. And if you've seen Juicy, he definitely stands out. He's a big man. He's a large dude. So yeah, man. And then not only that, but just hanging out with him backstage and stuff. He's cool, humble. You know what I'm saying? You have to be to be able to drive all the way from California to Indianapolis, Indiana, without any guarantees. You know what I'm saying? It literally just showing up looking for a spot. You know what I mean? And he's got a great look because his size is incredible. He moves, man. He's a big dude that moves. You feel me? So, and of course, people love that. Look at Calvin, like he was, talking about a second ago. So yeah, Juicy. He ended up getting the spots on. I think he ended up in the Spring Break clusterfuck. And then he also got a spot on Paradigm at the end of the collective.
Okay.
He got a spot on one of the scrambles. So yeah, Juicy ended up doing some really dope things, man. And then I know GCW was out in California the weekend after, and he actually ended up working that show just because that's where he's from. You feel me? So yeah, man. It was really cool meeting Juicy. Juicy is such a cool dude. And I'm excited to see where this is gonna take him, man. So.
Yeah, me too. But, that's why I had to ask, man. Really excited about Juicy.
Yeah.
He was taking on KTB, who made his AEW Dark debut last night, which was a pretty cool episode of Dark. Can you tell me more about KTB, aka Killing the Business?
Yeah, man. Kyle. He used to go by Kyle the Beast, and then KTB, he just goes by the initials now. Sounds a little bit cooler, I guess. So, but yeah, man, Kyle, I've known Kyle since, so there was a wrestling company, you may or may not have heard of it. It was called Blackcraft Wrestling. Mm-hmm. And he actually was the very, very first match against Nick Zappo, who is on NWA, the Outlandish one.
Okay.
No, Zicky Dice. My bad.
Yeah. I knew exactly what you
I
were
got
talking
him.
about.
Zicky Dice. He had a match against KTB. Yeah. Zicky had a match again. It was their very first show, and they actually streamed it live on Facebook, and I think it's on YouTube right now for free. So you can go back and watch that. It's actually a really cool match. They did a couple of little magic trick type deals. So, but yeah, that was where I first met Kyle, and since then I've worked with him a handful of times. He actually one of the matches that I worked on Spring Break. There was two matches that I refereed on Spring Break, Joe Janelle Spring Break, and that was Lio and Lio and ACH, of course, and then also Iron Beast, which is Shane Mercer and KTB. They had a match against the Rascals, Zachary Winston, Desmond Xavier, and those two together, man, Kyle and Shane, because Kyle is athletic and he's a beast. He's a big, large dude who can do lion salts and stuff like Chris Jericho. And then Shane Mercer is like his finisher. He takes a guy and holds them in like a press like this, and then does a backflip with them. So like those two guys together, as strong as they are and athletic as they are, man, they do some crazy things. So yeah, man, Kyle is awesome. I really hope that this AEW thing, pans out for him and turns into something, because man, Kyle the Beast would fit in so great there. Really great there.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Really looking forward to more of KTB. We were talking before the show, man. I gotta just talk about it, man. The measuring tape, the 6 feet chant, the whole social distancing match, man, between Joey Janela and Jimmy Lloyd. It was the best wrestling match I ever seen in my life. I just could not believe what the fuck was I watching. Magic. If anybody who haven't seen this match between Joey Janela and Jimmy Lloyd, I didn't even know who Jimmy Lloyd is before this match, and now I do. I know Joey Janela from AEW, but man, this match was beautiful. The moment where these guys were almost about to touch in a wrestling match, that's what we do in a wrestling match. We touch. But before these guys almost about to touch, the referee brings out the measuring tape to make sure it's 6 feet. Oh man, everything was beautiful in it. The comments were beautiful. The comments, the chants, just say 6 feet. Oh my gosh, like I'm gonna go back and watch it more. Have you seen them? I know you have. I know you've seen this match.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've seen it, and I went back and watched it again. That actually was a part of something the Game Changer did called the Acid Cup, and and they actually did a thing where they had no crowd. They were set up in a bar, and they ran a 2-day tournament, I think it was. And they ended up, the first day and then the second day was more matches where, and then the winner in the main event, all that good stuff. But I think that was on day two. Or the social distancing thing was on day 2, I believe, or whatever it was. And yeah, crazy. I was actually watching it live on IWTV, so I was also checking Twitter at the same time, and just the commentary on Twitter. If you don't if you're able to ever, if you're watching on like Fight TV or like IWTV, any of the listeners that are tuning in, and you're able to watch a show live, hop on Twitter at the same time, because the hashtag of whatever show, if you be checking it, man, it's hilarious. Some of the goofy stuff, just because that match was so it was everything, man. And they told a great story without touching whatsoever.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Exactly. They told a story without touching. Like the 1, 2, 3s were like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. I gotta go watch it. If anybody ever seen this, Go check it out. The social distance wrestling match, man. For real. You thought you seen it all? No, you haven't seen it all until you seen this match. The best shit you're gonna ever see.
And you know, and going on what you're talking about too, GCW, man, they're real creative about doing stuff like that, and a lot of it has to do with Joe Janela, man. He's a very creative dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've watched, whether it be live or you know whatever. I've watched the Invisible Man matches. I've seen the Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan. That one I watched live. It was literally,
I gotta see that. I gotta see that. You gotta take me in. I gotta see that. I want to see that.
It's two invisible people against each other. So it's literally the referee working his ass off, and the referee was Bryce Remsburg. It's amazing. Yeah, you got to look that up, bro. Got to look that up. That was at Joey Janela's Spring Break 3. So that was last year in New York. Oh man, Yoshi Kiku. Actually, the Collective was the first time I saw Yoshi Kiku live. But Yoshi Kiku is literally a stuffed blow-up doll.
Yeah. As soon as this podcast is over, I know exactly what I'm watching.
But yeah, Game Changers, they're creative like that, man. They like that, you know? And you think, you're like, wait a minute, this is pro wrestling. Like that's not supposed to be right. But
exactly.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not supposed to be right, but it happened, and it's so beautiful. I love the story in it. It was so awesome, man. Really is. But man, I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast, man. Before we wrap it up, would you like to shout out somebody, man? And also where my viewers and listeners can catch you at, you know, refereeing, doing your thing?
Absolutely, man. I mean, shout out to all the companies that I work for. I'm doing some really dope things, and the companies that I work for got some really dope stuff planned. And of course, the best way to all what I'm doing or where I'm going to be at, you know, as far as bookings go, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at official SPO 502. It's at official SPO 502, and then on Facebook, I'm always posting where I'm at too. So yeah, just get with me.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Sean, man, you're welcome anytime here on Talk Pro Wrestling, man. Keep working hard. Keep doing your thing. I wish you the best in your future and all your success, man. Keep rocking hard at it, man. And once again, thank you for joining me here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, Sean, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, man. Fun episode, man. Very, very fun episode. Man, great talking to you. The story about Lio Rush, man, how both of us, you know, connected with Lio Rush, man, and you been in the ring with ACH and Lio Rush, and that match was hectic, man. It was crazy spots, man. Just a good, dope match, man, between ACH, man, and Lio. You know, me sharing, you know, video for my birthday from last year, you know, what a difference a year makes, man. And I'm podcasting now, you know, sharing this video with a guy who just, you know, just had a match, or sort of, you know, was in a match, you know, refereeing a match with Lio Rush and ACH, man. So it was dope, man. So like I said, you're welcome anytime here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. But you guys, man, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms, man. Follow the 1130 podcast on Twitter at Dreonwheels. Follow the 1130 podcast on Instagram. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Subscribe, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the 1130 podcast on YouTube, you guys, man. Leave a 5-star rating. Man, for real, 5-star rating, you guys, a review on Apple Podcasts. I appreciate it. Follow me on Spotify. That's the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, you guys. And also, you guys, if you would like to be a guest here on Talk Pro Wrestling, email me the 1130 podcast at gmail.com. That's the 1130 podcast at gmail.com. Once again, you guys, man, I appreciate you guys joining me here on this bonus episode of Talk Pro Wrestling, man. And Sean O'Brien, I wish you the best in everything you do and everything you touch, man. 1, 2, 3, let's kill it, man. Keep doing your thing, man. That's my guy. But once again, you guys, this your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.